All right, welcome to episode 13 of the Point Podcast. We've actually been recording for about 5 minutes of actual combo. We might use it, we might not. This has got nothing to do with gaming. We just started talking about people being exploited by their parents for views, and we started talking about Ryan's toys. So let's talk about Ryan's toys review.
Yeah, so my godchildren...
I'm also playing Balatro while we do this because it's...
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second.
Balatro's good. No, so we were talking, Ryan's Toys. It's a channel. It's a kid playing with toys and like making up little stories about all of them. And like there's no sort of actual story that follows on anything.
No.
My godkids watch it. I know that it earns like mint.
I'm literally pulling it up, what his channel made last year.
So Ryan's Toys, he's now, I think, high school. And they're still forcing him to play with toys
because it earns them so much.
I mean, his net worth's 100 mil. I would also be.
His parents just got divorced recently. I saw this in the news. I reckon it's gonna get messy.
Oh, yeah.
Because this is 100% from everything I've heard. Ryan's Toys is the parents are pocketing majority of it. We don't know. This is all hearsay. Like honestly, got no clue. But everything I've heard about that channel for the last 8 years, because he's been doing it since he was 2 or 3, his whole life basically, is that the parents are just pocketing it all, and it's very exploitative because they just keep pushing him to do this, and he's
oh my lord,
he's gonna get bullied like crazy in school.
Oh yeah,
in high school, or middle school.
Last 2023, he made 35 million from his channel. 2018, 29 million. 2020, 29.5. And then he made 26 mil from YouTube alone in 2019.
That's ridiculous.
He also made 25 million from merch in 2021. The total merch sales have totaled over 250 million.
Slight correction.
Yep.
He didn't make that. His parents
did.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that'll all be... There's that fund that they have in the States where
I was about to say that law where I don't know if it... Actually, he might be excluded for that.
No, I think would have to be something. It's like I can't think of what the fund's called, but yeah, it's that sort of thing.
But he might be excluded because he's not in the film industry. If you don't know, there's
the SAG Guild.
There is a thing that came out. I think it was in the 90s. I might have been more recently, where there is a fund for children who are child actors, where a percentage of their revenue or their income gets put in a separate account for the child once they're over 18, because there was numerous instances of parents
just pushing
taking all the money.
Yeah.
And so it's to prevent that. But the thing is, that'd be their own business. They can probably just avoid that completely. He does have a movie and stuff though.
Yeah, because it says here if he's California, this is obviously for the film as well, but in California, 100% of the income belongs to the child. Where the other ones, I think it's like a set portion of it gets donated into that fund, which is like 60%.
Yeah.
And then the rest goes to the kid or the family around it. So that way the kid still has something when they're 18 and hooked on.
Yeah, because imagine that. There's that many child actors that just like they just had terrible lives.
Yeah, they hit a certain age and they either just disappear
or
they become...
Jake Lloyd.
Yeah.
From episode 1. Anakin.
Oh, yeah.
In episode 1, he had a rough time.
He had a rough go for the wrong reasons, though.
He got hate like crazy.
He did. He's not it's been going a long time. Like, what's Macaulay Culkin?
Yeah.
He wasn't too bad, though. He had a
lot of personal issues as well.
Yeah, but I don't think it was as extreme as other ones, but yeah.
I think because he was close with Michael Jackson and that whole thing.
That was probably the big thing, honestly, yeah.
But I mean, there's quite a few child actors that like they're big, they're always wanted for every single movie, and then they hit a certain age and it's just like, nah,
gone.
You're
out.
out.
A lot of them just can't make it.
No.
Well, that's like with Frankie Muniz, who did like Malcolm in the Middle and all that.
Yeah.
He did like 5 or 6 Disney Channel movies and then retired at 18. And then someone's like, "Why don't you act anymore?" He goes, I had 40 million in my bank account at 18. I don't have to work again."
Yeah,
and
which
he just
is
goes,
ridiculous.
And now he's a NASCAR driver. He just
going
around doing side quests.
Yeah.
I was like, man can do whatever he wants. And
he played it smart.
He did. Because he was just like, I mean, he had all the actors around him.
That's like a lot of the Harry Potter actors.
Yeah.
They all...
now that the movies are done...
Yeah, they all decide to do just like whatever random things, like Daniel Radcliffe.
Is like pursuing his own... I'm not going to bag out the movies he's done. They're they're artsy fartsy movies rather
Yeah, but
than
they're
like
different.
they-
Like,
they are.
And he's not in it
he's
for a
got-
paycheck.
No,
No.
he's not. Like,
He's in
it
it to
was,
just act.
no, he's
So-
already made it. He's
so it was Swiss Army Man he was
Yep.
in. I never saw that. It was an interesting concept where he's a dead body but can do like
yeah, can affect things.
It's like
yeah.
Weekend at Bernie's, but with he can actually sentient.
What was the horror one that he did?
The devil one.
Devil's in the Details or the Devil's Horns or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Something
He grows
like that.
devil horns, and then people confess their sins to him or
Oh,
something like that.
sorry, no. There's another one I was thinking of
there's
where
the
he's
ones
like
where he's got two guns stapled to his hand.
That wasn't Guns Akimbo.
Guns Akimbo, yeah.
there was one.
Terrible idea. It's funny.
There was
Yeah.
one where he goes to a house that like you can only drive out to like when the low
Yes.
tide or something.
Low Tide House movie.
No, it's called it's the Black something like that.
Black Dahlia Murders.
No. What else did he do? He did. Oh, I know he's got a podcast now because I think it was in episode 7. His stunt performer got paralyzed, so now he does a podcast with him interviewing other
Oh wow,
stunt
okay.
people. Yeah, he was like paraplegic, can't walk, in a wheelchair.
Wait, Daniel Radcliffe and his
Yeah, his stunt double got injured in.
No, but they had the podcast.
They have the
those two.
podcast together.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they interview
I
other
like
people.
that. I don't mind Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah.
I honestly
He
don't
seems
mind him.
he seems pretty good. Yeah.
pretty level-headed. Understands that he was a child and he's not full of himself, and like he grew up fairly well. It seems like same with old mate
Rupert Grint.
Rupert Grint. Yeah,
He bought an
Yeah.
ice cream truck and
Yeah,
a zoo
and-
and stuff with all his money. He was just like, I'm going to do whatever I want.
yeah. He just does whatever. He's been in like a couple of music videos. I think wasn't he in like an Ed Sheeran music video?
Yeah.
or
You
something
listen
like
to them like when they've appeared on talk shows. Like they'll talk about the stuff that they've done outside of the like just they'll go out somewhere and like there's a story that Daniel tells about how Rupert basically got invited to a house party or something and no one actually knew who he was. They just thought like they knew he was famous, but they thought he was a different actor
Yeah.
or something.
Let me see what this podcast.
And yeah, like the trouble they get into just like when you just agree to everything.
that. Yeah, well, I mean, they seem pretty good. I mean,
I mean, well, yeah, there's all the stuff with Daniel Radcliffe being drunk for like the last 3 movies or whatever it was because he was addicted to alcohol and stuff.
I didn't
like
know that.
Yeah.
Oh,
He was
okay.
drunk for most of it, and then he was just like, "Yeah, it was a bad time," and then obviously made all the money and was like, "Well, I can do what I want now," and just started chilling.
I mean, it would be hard doing that. Like he
was like 11, I think, when it started.
he would be one of
was
the
in
most
that range,
pressured
yeah.
child actors there was. 100%. Those movies made so much money.
Yeah.
So much.
I mean, the 3 of them, like everyone attached to those movies, like even Emma Watson and what were the names of the twins? The George and Fred and George.
Oh, yeah.
They're
Yeah, those guys, yeah.
Starts with O, I think. I know who you talk. Yeah.
yeah, and then the guy who plays Draco Malfoy, I know, like has copped a heap of stuff.
Yeah, people love him, though. Fuck, what's his name?
Tom Felton.
Tom Felton.
Yeah.
He did
He's-
the Flash for a bit.
Really?
Yeah, he was in
Yeah.
the Flash.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's terrible.
He's in some Uber ads.
Yeah.
Uber Eats ads.
He had the ones
But-
with the wands and
Yeah,
stuff.
but he seems good. He seems level-headed as well. Like,
Yes.
apparently he was like one of the nicer kids on the whole
He was
set.
older, I think, than a lot of them as
Yes.
well.
I know people give shit to what's her name.
Emma Watson.
Emma Watson,
A lot.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think
She's
there's a few.
Doing politics, or she went to university and finished that, and then was doing something with.
She's doing a bunch of
women's
human
rights or
rights stuff.
something?
Yeah,
Yeah,
she did a lot of few movies and things like that, and I think some people got like up in their arms about like some of her feminist ideas or something. I got no clue what it was. People probably just
Yeah,
going off the deep end and be like, "Oh, women, I don't like." Standard.
very gamer.
Yeah, very.
We will
gamer
tie
stuff.
it back to games at some
Yeah.
point. But we're just on
Oh, there's a Harry Potter game. But no, like honestly, like they're a pretty good bunch of kids doing that. You know what? I honestly don't doubt half of it's probably because they're British.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
I
probably
wouldn't be
also-
surprised.
There's not at all what I wanted to type in. Their podcast is called Cunning Stunts.
Oh, that's cool.
That's amazing.
Yeah, they've got a few. They've only got like 8 episodes here, but I mean, they've gone. Oh, actually, no, there's not. That's only for that season. They've got a lot.
Okay.
But yeah, they just interview people, and there's
That'd
a
be
whole.
cool.
I think
I
there's like
might-
a documentary.
I might have a quick look at that.
Yeah, there's a documentary or like a short thing on him about how they started it and like how obviously he got injured, and then he's just like, well, he was with me for the whole movie, so I'm not going to just leave him because he was with them for like since he was a kid, and now he's paralyzed.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Because you hear that a bit with stunt actors. I think it was in one of the Resident Evil movies. What's her name? Who's what's the main actress's name? Something Joe. Oh, let me get this up.
Yeah, I can't think of it either.
All I'm thinking of is that really weird animated one.
Melina? No.
No. You're thinking of Melina Trump.
No, I'm not.
The animated Resident Evil movies, some of them are really good.
Yeah, a lot of animated movies are very good. I have to get Stan again because I'm not sure the DC ones, but they were all on binge and apparently they're not now.
Djokovic or whatever. This Mila Jovovich.
Yeah, Milena.
Yeah, I knew it started with M. I'm sorry.
Sorry. Yeah, well, I should have assumed from the 85,000 names starting with M. No, but in one of the movies, her stunt double lost a leg.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, it was crazy. Like an arm or something. I think it was an arm.
Do you remember what happened in The Hangover 2 or 3? I remember seeing it on 60 Minutes years ago. They were doing the stunt where the monkey's hanging out the side of the car, and they're like reaching out to get him out of the wheel well. And the truck that comes at the end of the thing was meant to be already driving so they could swerve.
Yeah.
But when they filmed it, it was still coming around the corner. The guy got like semi-decapitated, and they kept that shot in the movie.
Well, that's like the Triple X movie with.
Forgot about those movies.
Dwayne,
So good.
Yeah.
not Dwayne.
Ice Cube and Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel, thank you. Yeah, the shot where he's like on the hovercrafty thing, like attached by the. He's on the parachute sliding down and like it's going under the bridge.
Yeah.
They cut it right before like the planned shot they had for it because the stunt double like smacked into the bridge and died.
What about? Have you heard about the Twilight Zone? The Twilight Zone movie. They came out in the 80s.
Zone, yes.
There was a helicopter crash in there that decapitated the actor and 2 children.
I shouldn't be laughing, but that's
that
in
is
the Twilight Zone movie, in the first segment, Time Out, the character Bill Connor, Vic Morrow, is transported back in time to the Vietnam War, where he has become a Vietnamese man protecting 2 children from American troops. But what happened was
Charlie was everywhere.
But what happened was, the helicopter crashed or something, went on its side, and he cut them up. It killed them.
Wow.
It's like one of the worst known like on-set disasters ever. Besides like Brandon Lee
Yeah.
with The Crow.
Oh, I mean, now you can throw in Alex Baldwin's Rust incident,
Yeah.
which I think...
Alec.
Same thing.
Yeah. Elena.
But yeah, apparently like the family's still trying to sue him or something over that. Like there's still lawsuits with it.
I
was like, it's not his job to check the
I
gun.
don't know how controversial it's going to be. I don't think he's at fault at all with
Absolutely not. No.
I don't think so.
The armorer's fault.
Yeah.
Which the armorer is still in jail, but I mean, they can't be suing like
All right.
for financial gain.
You know what? I've been on a set before and handled fake guns, and there was an armorer there, and this was a very small production compared to what that was. They were very, very anal about don't you ever point this at someone.
You treat every firearm as though it's loaded.
Like it's real and loaded. So, I don't know. Maybe that wasn't drilled in enough, and if he was told, he shouldn't have done that. But it shouldn't have been a real gun. It shouldn't have had real bullets in there. Whoever brought that on, that armorer, honestly, like ridiculous. And also, if you look at any of the footage of him, I know he's an actor, but you can tell when it's real. He legitimately is devastated.
Yeah.
He is
especially
distraught.
when he finds out when he's in the jail cell.
Like there's this, I think the
interview.
audio on set, and then there's the jail, like when they're having the interrogation.
Yeah.
He is distraught.
Yeah.
He obviously didn't mean to do that. He didn't know that. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Some people are just, and if you're the family, like, you're gonna grieve.
You gotta find someone to blame.
You're gonna grieve, but I mean, you shouldn't blame him.
You don't blame the person with the biggest pockets.
Yeah. He also was like producer or director as well on that. So, very gamer.
Very, yeah.
very, very gamer.
Speaking of accidents, I remember it was in like the 60s or 70s, I think, with the F1. That's why they now have barricades, is because they were racing somewhere in England and they went over some hill and then a car crashed. And then because they've got a really, really narrow carbon front wing, or probably metal back then, came off and decapitated like 50 or something people.
Yeah,
and
went into the crowd.
So many more.
Oh, that's
like,
a good multi-kill.
It just... You should look it up. I can't remember what it's called, but it is...
I might not look that up because we sort of want to probably use this footage.
But, I mean, like, Just like imagine a metal wing going like 200 k's an hour, just
God.
frisbeeing.
But if you want to talk about mistakes,
I mean,
the biggest mistake that I've made recently is I bought Balatro on my phone and on my iPad. So he's playing it there.
It is quite addictive. I hate to say it.
We sort of talk shit about Balatro, but like, how's this like in the Game Awards? When we were doing the nominees and everything like that.
Yeah, we couldn't I'd seen a lot of stuff about it online, so I knew a lot of people liked it.
Yeah.
But you two were both
I was like,
it's a card game.
Yeah,
how
it's
can
a
it be
card
on
game.
there?
How can it be? Like,
we get
how can it be? Yeah. I jumped on Steam. I saw all the reviews, overwhelmingly outstanding, and thousands like, I've got to try this. I was like, I'm not buying it on computer though. I'm like, is it on phone? It's on the App Store. It's on the Google Play Store. Get off your phone. You can pause games. I know. But it was on there, and I was like, if this hits, this is going to hit hard. So I bought it. It took me about 10 minutes to be like, and then when I got it, I got it. I'm going to call it right now. Balatro is the best mobile game of all time.
Well, I mean, it's overtaken Minecraft on the actual Play Store.
Yeah. I don't think it is... I don't know if I should feel like it should say be game of the year because it is so simple compared to so many other things. It is polished so good though.
Yes.
I've never had a game where it is so easy to pick up and play, but also can play it for an extended period.
Yeah.
Like, so I've played it multiple times for like 2+ hours now.
Yeah.
That with something on in the background, I said this earlier, bliss.
Yeah.
Like, amazing. And the thing is, there's so many... When you think of a pick up and play game, there's still a bit of it to actually get into play. Like, there's barely any games where it's like, okay, I'm just playing and I can easily put it down and there's no consequence to that.
Yeah.
This is by far the best game for that.
And the other games I think of like that are like Tetris, Solitaire,
Yes.
games that are so simple, but they're addictive as hell. But
this is by far the most addictive one. Balatro, if you haven't played it, go and buy it now. It's not going to blow your mind. It's not. It's nothing too crazy or new, but it is so fun. And the fact you can have that in your pocket.
Yeah.
And just pull it out at any time. Yeah.
Like midway through a podcast recording.
Yes. I was playing it on my iPad. Insane. I love it on that bigger screen. It would be great on a computer or something.
Yeah.
But just having it on that big screen there was so fun.
Yeah.
So fun.
Do you think it's still in the Game of the Year conversation? I mean, this from what, like the remake of Final Fantasy and Erdtree. I'd still put it above those, but I still don't think it's...
I don't... the thing is, I don't know. Because it's such a good game. It's so simple and there's not much to it compared to
the other
all
games.
those other ones, which is massive teams. This is one guy, actually, a funny thing I saw was I think it was the developer of Balatro on Twitter said it was something along the lines of, this shows how little I knew about game design before I made this game. And it's a folder of like all the stuff for his Balatro files on his computer, and it was like it was something. The folder was something along the lines of like training game, because it was him training himself or learning how to make games.
Yeah.
And he was just like, and then just said card game, and that was like, it was like one of, if not the first thing he's ever made. Knocked it out of the park. I'm gonna say right now, because I'm fairly certain it's a one-man team. This guy's probably set for life from this game.
Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of not just mobile games,
collectively,
but
it's been $30 we've spent.
Yeah. But that's the same way with a lot of indie titles. Either they fly under the radar and never get known, except for like a small cult following, or they're like Balatro, they're like Braid, Fairs, like they hit the big time, and everything after that is just like, we're just coasting on what we earned already, and the name of our game's just going to carry us through everything else.
Do we think if it was only a mobile game, it'd be in Game of the Year? Do you think because it's on Steam, App Store? Like,
well, it was. I'm pretty sure it was on Steam first.
It was, yes.
It was on Steam first. So,
but if it was just a mobile game, you could pick out of your pocket and play whenever. Do you
I
think
think that's the big winning factor for me, is that I can just play it anywhere, anytime. I'd play it on PC if I knew it was this good, for sure. But I'm playing it. I am playing it way more. Just I can pick it out on my phone. I was editing our last episode, and there's a couple of things I was exporting, and it was going to take a bit, and I couldn't do anything on my computer. Like 8 minutes. It's like perfect. I can play Balatro for 8 minutes. Done. Yep. Finished the end of it. Yep. Okay. I can pick it back up. Yep. Done. Perfect. It's got the most replay I've seen out of any game in years.
Yeah.
It's super basic. It's just poker, solitaire combined, and it just if you like having numbers going through your head and being a little bit autistic with numbers and like really focus on it, you're gonna love this game. There's so many little things that will connect. If you like any type of card game, you're gonna love it because of these Joker cards. Like, oh, this multiplayer will do this. Oh, but that will work with this one to make it even better here. Blah blah blah. There will be a ceiling.
Yes.
Where you unlock enough cards that you're gonna be able to do some really cool stuff. But I think it's a long way off. Like, I've played for probably like 10 hours, and I think from at least from what I've seen, the first sort of like hump that you get over, I haven't even done over that yet.
Really? You reckon?
Yeah, because from at least what I've seen is that you get up to like the last anti-boss or whatever, and when you beat that, I think you got to keep going further and further, unless it's unlimited amount. I'm not too sure. Honestly, don't know.
Okay.
But I'm having so much fun every single time. You don't get frustrated with it because the games can be long.
Yeah.
Like when you get to the end of it, it might have been 15, 20 minutes on that run that you did, but you don't feel that annoyed when you have to reset. Besides, the only thing is the first hand on that new run, because you don't have any jokers, and it does your head in a bit.
Yeah.
But no, it's so fun.
Looks good too. Like it's very simple, but the colors and everything he's chosen is fantastic.
The frame rate's really good. It's very fluid, very, very fluid. It's only one background song that when you go into certain menus, it changes it. I love it. It's very basic.
It's got the effect, those saxophones. I could
Oh,
listen to
yeah,
for
we've talked
hours.
about this. Yeah, for whatever reason, the computer version of just people either hate or love the music on it.
I hate it, but it's so catchy.
It really is.
Like, we'll be playing for 3 hours and we're still on the same game of and I'm like, these damn saxophones are getting on my nerve, and then like there's a lull in the conversation and you're just like nah, 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 and it just keeps going.
Yeah.
God, I haven't played in ages.
I was playing it the other night with a friend, and we only played maybe 5 rounds. We ended up playing for about 2 hours. The first 4 rounds were over super quick. The last round took about an hour.
one more game, and then it's like the game knows. Do you have it when you can't stop picking up till you can play a card? You can get like 20 or 30 in a row before you find a card
I
that
usually
matches.
like having that one on just because I like the chaos. I like the drama.
I don't want
Of just
64
going from like,
cards and still not have
I've
a
got one
blue.
card left, and then all of a sudden I can't play it. I've now got 20 cards. What the hell?
Is this the highest rated Steam game of all time? It has 47,502 overwhelmingly positive reviews.
I'm sure. I mean, if you go for overwhelmingly positive,
Surely you could just
I
search.
still reckon there's going to be ones that are higher.
That is a lot, man.
Wait, go back to that. Can you just search like all?
No, that's what I'm trying to do. This is just for the game.
If you go to the actual store page rather than like the front page.
Yeah. Have a look. You guys keep talking.
Scroll down, change from like your browse categories on the left-hand side.
Yeah.
You should be able to actually change.
You guys keep talking. I'll find it.
But
I'm surprised you know so much about the Steam homepage.
That's my main client, so.
Yeah, that's fair. What were we talking about before that? I wonder if he's going to do any other games now that he's had success with this one.
Be interesting to see where he goes from, yeah.
Because that's like you were saying, a lot with indie games, either have a lot of just bare minimum player count, and then they have one really good one, and then they can't hit that same peak again, or it's going to continue with they have one really good one, and if they just keep popping out one every couple of years, it'll be fantastic.
Yeah. It'll be if he does another game, if it's a good game, again, set for life, because everyone will just keep buying every game after that. If it's subpar, it's just going to be a one-hit wonder, and everyone will forget that second game exists.
I don't
and
think
everything after that
it's going to matter for him, though.
No, that's the thing I was saying.
No, it's not.
I mean, well, let's just do some quick math. Like,
how many? Can you see how many purchases?
Well, I was just going to go off the reviews, just the reviews. But do we know what Steam's cut is?
20%, I think.
Let me have a look.
It might be higher, actually. It might be 30.
Dinosaur has 500 teeth. That's a good one.
30%. Okay, so
Still not bad.
on Steam alone at the moment, we're just going off reviews. Balatro has 47,490. Oh, it's changed the review level. That doesn't matter. It's close enough. Overwhelmingly positive reviews. That's just Steam. Brock has said that it's overtaken Minecraft on the Play Store.
On the Play Store,
On
yeah.
the
That's
Play
just
Store.
on Android.
Yeah.
On iPhone, I'm
On
not sure.
iPhone,
But it
it's
has only
pretty
come
much-
to iOS and Android as of September 26th this year.
Okay,
So
so
it's-
let's
hasn't been
just
long at
let's
all.
exclude that completely. Let's just do this.
How much is it on Steam?
Well, it's $21.95. So do 70% of that. What's $21.95? 70% of that,
It would be $15.37,
which is about what it is on the
Yeah.
other stores.
Yep.
Times that by 47,490. This is just people reviewed it.
729,000.
Yeah.
So $729,000.
That's just AUD as well. That could vary per market as
They
well.
could, yeah, 100%. And
Yeah.
it also is that's just reviewed.
That's just the people who have
what
reviewed
percentage
it.
of people have not reviewed that game? Like,
Well, you'll be
that's-
able to pull up the play account as well.
Oh, where's that?
If you go now, I've got to remember how to actually find this. You guys talk. I will look for it.
Yeah, sure. But no, that's insane.
It is quite,
I mean,
quite absurd.
I think that just shows that it's got to be so much more. I mean, you need nothing to play this game, like at all. Like, as this, yeah, this guy's just he's just made Balatro, and then he's made
Slay the Spire? Is that his game as well?
it's
Or
it's
a
in
bundle?
It's a
bundles,
bundle. Yeah.
which is they're pretty good bundles.
Same with the Dave and Friends for
I've
Dave
heard
the
Slay the
Diver.
Spire is really good. I've heard Dave the
Diver,
Diver's
yeah.
good. Balatro soundtrack. Yeah, I'll buy that.
All right. Let's see. Steam charts.
But that's crazy, man.
Oh, here, before you read that out, I'm on Wikipedia. Within 8 hours of the release, the game had made over $1 million in gross revenue.
That's insane.
Over 250,000 copies were sold in the first 3 days, 500K in the first 10, 1 million within the first month, and 2 million within the first 6 months.
I was about to say, as according to what I can see on here, 2.17 million
Which is,
Is what?
have purchased it.
so what was that?
Oh no, surely it would be more than that, because if that's
That's just through Steam.
no, but if it's saying that, because it was only on Steam, if that's saying that within the first month,
Yep. It says, yeah, it earned $1 million in revenue from the first. Yeah, hang on.
yeah. Well, no, okay, so no, go back to your thing.
Yep.
So what you said, 2 million
2 million copies within the
times
first 6
that by
months.
the 15.3 or whatever. Let's see how much money just from that.
2.1. Actually, let's just do that.
We're doing some math here today, guys.
32 mil.
$32 million.
And that's not, it came out in Feb, so you've still got from what, August through till now.
And
then
you know
since
what?
Game of the Year.
I think there's a ton of
nominations.
people who didn't know that it was a thing and have seen it, through Game Awards.
Yep.
I bought it on iOS just because I wanted it around near me. Apple does take a percentage of that.
Mm-hmm.
There's things in there, but
I don't know what the Play Store takes, but yeah, mine was $15.95 or something like that.
same. Mine was also $15.95, so it might be down to like $10 or something like that. But that is insane. Like, if they add some sort of add-on to this, or like 150 more Jokers and like more
Card packs and
card packs and more
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 audio.
levels and things like that, I'm down so hard. You look like some of the stuff in this trailer, I'm
I was
nowhere
gonna say,
close to it.
I've had one Joker at a time, maybe two. I haven't had anywhere close to that.
Oh,
whole-
really? Oh, yeah, you're pretty
I
early
haven't
on.
really played
I'm
it.
regularly. Oh, you can have 7 Jokers there.
Oh, and the tarots too.
And there's so many things. I want to try and see where he was. I'm so early on in this game. This is like...
900 score. Mine's like 1,000 at the moment.
Yeah, ante 12 of 8. Yeah, so you can keep going after that. Max ante. It's gearing up for me to be one of my favorite games of all time. Believe it or not, because of just how easy it is to rip out, and it's just hectic. I could easily jump on a flight for 8 hours and play this the whole time.
Yes, 100%. That's what I do with solitaire.
Yeah.
Because it's the same stuff and it's fun and repetitive, and I'm slightly autistic.
Slightly. He's wearing an Evangelion shirt.
That I haven't watched.
Yeah, he hasn't watched because he's a freak. Are you going to say something, Brock? Or are you
just,
still playing on your phone?
Well, just everything I could find is that through Steam, 2.17 million accounts roughly have purchased it.
I feel like that's got to be wrong if that says that back then. But still, even so,
Well, it was
32 mil.
That wouldn't be too far off.
Nothing to sneeze at.
No. Yeah, it's only been on mobile since the end of September, so that's what, 2 months?
But a game like this comes out once in a blue moon.
And also, like, it's on, I was saying, it's on mobile, it's on Steam. Definitely people would have purchased it twice.
Oh, yeah, I think I might. Like, depending on... I might want to play it on this. I reckon it'll be a fun crowd game.
Yeah.
Like, who can get the first...
Do you
That
reckon
would
if
be
you
a
got an
fun
Apple
drinking
TV,
game.
Do you reckon if you got an Apple TV, you could play it through that?
Probably. Well, if not, I can just AirPlay it from my iPad.
Yeah, that too.
Because that's what I was doing in my room. I was AirPlaying it onto my LG C2, and it was instant.
Flexing the TV
Yeah,
there.
and that's a 2-year-old OLED. If I want to talk about good ones, I can talk about my 77-inch S95D up in my office.
We make a lot of money from this podcast.
Yeah, we definitely do. Please support us on Patreon.
Game us up please help.
Please get some money in here. But no, that would be a good drinking game. I reckon we should do a Balatro drinking game night or something.
Yeah.
It's like whoever gets the furthest, or like whoever like fails the first, you got to have a shot or something. I reckon that would be hectic.
Yeah.
Like with the music going in the background, I reckon that's on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jumping up that TV.
You could even do it like whoever has the best hand, like you all play that same ante, and then whoever has the best hand nominates a drink, and then just go through, and you've always got to try to beat the next person.
Is like, I reckon what would be best is the best way to do it is because you can copy the seed.
You keep doing your own runs.
Yeah, well, it'll be like, okay, I'm going to have a go. Oh, you have a go. Oh, you have a go. And whoever has the best run of that seed is the best. I mean, like the later people have more inside knowledge of what's going to come up and things like that, but you could do like coin flips and things like that. That's a good idea. We'll talk about that off air.
I still reckon would be.
Is always fun.
Yes.
This just has like a bigger element to it.
Yes, it does.
But Balatro, I know we're going off like crazy about it. This game is so fun. It's so fun. I haven't had a game like this in years.
Yeah.
Especially, like, I mean, mobile game-wise, I said Balatro is the best mobile game of all time. What's even close?
I mean, Minecraft was the only other one, like, according to store charts, but it got overtaken very quickly.
Yeah, Minecraft on mobile is so handicapped
Yeah.
compared to the others. It's just there because kids usually that's all they have. Nowhere near as good. The reason I think I love this so much is because I knew the experience would not be hampered in any way.
Yeah.
It's the exact same.
Yeah.
Just touch controls instead of mouse. I think it's actually probably easier on tablets. Like tapping for, do this instead of like clicking on it. I think that's going to be quicker. You could probably get through stuff quicker.
You've played it on PC, haven't you, Brock?
I have it on PC. I haven't played it yet because I've been trying to work through other stuff that I've currently got installed first.
I reckon just play it. It's a thing you can just pick up for 5 minutes.
I'll probably just grab it on mobile if it's as good on, like, to just pick up and go.
It's really nice in there. I do just prefer it way more on the iPad. The iPad looks amazing. The one I've got a very expensive iPad. I'm not very good with my money. But
Who is? No one is.
Well, when it's like how the world is these days, it doesn't matter how much money
do we buy new tech or do we buy groceries? We buy new tech.
Yeah. Oh no, it's do we save up for house or do we buy new tech?
Yeah.
Even if we save up for house, now the deposit is 8 times bigger than when we got to the point.
Yeah.
where
Why doesn't the housing market partake of Black Friday sales? That'd be nice.
Oh God, yeah.
Ah, yes.
Bro, get ready for Black Friday. This is going to come out well and truly after Black Friday. Is there any sales that we're looking forward to? Something that we want to grab on Black Friday?
I was, but then a bunch of bills came through, as is the norm, and now it's kind of, smash all those. I was looking up to get more storage for my rig, and I was like, yay, it's all going on sale. And now it's like,
Afterpay.
That's a slippery slope for me.
I
don't
agree
want to
with
get
him.
in with that.
I have done Afterpay. I've got ZipPay. I've got bills I've got to pay on that. I do not recommend it.
To date, I don't have any credit cards or anything like that. I look at
Good boy.
Afterpay in a similar way. I'm not good with, as my partner will. I mean, I think as mentioned to you when she came in at one point. I'm not great with money. So yeah, Afterpay is not a good idea.
Fair.
Don't do that. But yeah, no, Afterpay, things like that. They're very slippery slopes. The only
Depends
time
what you're using it for. Like,
Yeah,
I
the
use mine for
only-
things I can afford, but I don't want all the money to come out of my account straight away.
the times that
Yeah.
when I want to do it is usually I've used Afterpay mostly for when it's been a big purchase, and it doesn't make sense to wait for the money to come in to buy it.
Yeah.
For example, I bought this MacBook. I used like $1,000 on Afterpay or whatever, and it was because it was on sale. And by the time if I bought it and had the money, it would have cost less. I mean, more money.
Yeah.
So it's like I may as well do it now.
It's all about willpower.
And it was
It's
only
being
like
able to-
a week or two difference till I would have been able to afford it. So yeah.
It's about having the willpower to sit there and be like, I'm only going to use it when I know that I can space it out,
We
afford
know-
it, do all
yeah.
that. I don't
Yes.
have that.
Yeah.
Concert tickets is the big thing I use it for, just because I'm like, I'm spending $500 to see this band or whatever it is. I'm going to, it's like, the concert's in a year. I'm just going to take a month to pay for it because it's like, I want the tickets now.
Yeah,
I
that's
can
fair.
afford to buy the tickets now. I just don't want $500 to come out of my account when I've got other stuff to pay for at the same time.
Especially stuff's getting so expensive.
Yes.
I think that's one reason why I, besides space, why I'm not like really a collector anymore. I used to collect
yeah.
manga, and I mean I still buy games, not as much, but they don't take as much space. Well, I tell you what I used to buy a lot of. I used to buy a lot of DVDs and movies, but mostly
Yeah.
anime. Man, you
We've-
probably know this.
Yes.
Anime DVDs and Blu-rays cost a fuckload, like ridiculous amounts,
Yeah.
like hundreds of dollars for like one season of a show.
Yeah. My
Yeah,
partner and
no
I,
thanks.
we've kept pretty much all of ours, and we're out of it at the moment, but we've got drawers and tubs and cabinets
Same.
full of it.
Yeah,
Like,
I think I'm just gonna get rid of it.
I want to go through and digitize all of it
Hmm.
and like still keep the DVDs because physical media still has a use. Like digital stuff, like you can go corrupt.
Yep.
But I just want to put it all into like secure tubs and just have it in,
Yeah,
like, put it away somewhere where it doesn't have to be out all the time.
Hence why I have old PS2 and DVDs up there. I've got green
Yeah.
bags full of them over there. I've got the good ones in my room, but other than that, there's just stuff everywhere.
yeah. No, it's not worth it. Like I can't. It's very rare now that I go out and like I want that on physical media.
Yeah.
Games is different, but everything else it's very very rare. I the first time I wanted to buy any book recently was I want to buy all of Dragon Ball. We'll just recently we've been able to get some manga fairly cheap, and I was like it would be cool, especially for the set, having all of Dragon Ball
Yeah.
because it's so influential. We love
But it
Dragon
takes
Ball.
up so much space.
It does, but that I would be
It's
willing.
an excuse for us to buy a shelf.
I'd be willing to get rid of most
Since
of
when have we
my
needed an
most
excuse?
of, if not all, my manga just to have Dragon Ball there. And you know what? I probably won't even read it.
There's a lot to
I'd
read.
probably go back through it and like skip through it, things like that. Probably wouldn't read it, but it would look cool. That would be it'd be a piece of weeby sort of stuff. I would have displayed in the house on a shelf. All of Dragon Ball there would be cool.
I've got all my Batman comics that's sitting there all on a shelf,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which they don't take up as much room because they're all quite small. But like the omnibus things I've got are like 600 pages each.
Yeah.
I was going to say the omnibuses are usually like they look nice on a shelf.
Well, that's what the Dragon Ball was.
Yeah.
I want the Civil War like Marvel one, but it's like massive. Like
Yeah.
there's like two sets of it, which I can't. It's too expensive. It's like $60 a book.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like, it's crazy. Like, I see people go around and buy, for example, like something like One Piece, and they'll buy all the seasons of that on DVD or Blu-ray. I'm like, that you've put thousands of dollars into this show. How's it feel to put thousands of dollars into a mid-show like One Piece?
Yeah, Luffy sucks too.
Luffy
by the way.
does suck. Hey, this is going to be controversial. I think One Piece is overrated.
Yeah?
It's
Tying
it's
into
not,
last week's
it's,
episode.
Yeah, hey, I'm not saying it's a bad show. I'm really not. Calm your farm. But it is so overrated. It really is. I feel like most One Piece fans, they watch One Piece.
Yeah. I
That's
don't have
it.
time to watch anything else because it's
Yeah,
so
'cause-
goddamn long.
And it's so drawn out.
I have a few people who, like, on Discord, rather than having like their username or anything, they literally just have the episode number of One Piece that they're up to.
Oh my god.
You shouldn't. No, are they friends?
Yes.
Okay. I was going to say something out of pocket, but I'm going to hold myself back. You
Really?
should
That's not like you.
That's not like you
I'm
at
a
all.
changed man.
But no, One Piece it's not bad. It's so drawn out. Like, bro,
Yeah.
it's not. It's like One Piece is like, we're going back to Dragon Ball. There's a meme saying, "Don't fuck with Dragon Ball fans. We haven't watched the show." I feel like so many people that love One Piece just love One Piece for being One Piece and not actually reading the whole thing or watching
And
the
they
whole
don't
thing.
see like the similarities between every other.
There's a stage when you become like a full-on blown weeb anime fan, and I don't know if you have gotten to that because I know you watch anime and stuff, but you never got super into it, did you?
I was super into it, but I'm
like
past it.
you, hopefully you don't get into this, but there's a
I'm
point.
very particular with my
There is a point when
choices.
you're an anime fan where you get super into anime, and that is your life. And it is cringy, it is shitty, whatever. And you will fixate on certain shows to the nth degree. It's like ridiculous, and you just think about them all the time, and you'll watch heaps of stuff all the time, things like that. I feel like One Piece is one of those shows where people fixate on it, think about it non-stop because there's so much content. So they've got so much to think
No,
about. talk
I
about.
definitely had that point, and mine were Bleach, Darker Than Black, and
Darker Than Black. Haven't heard that in a while.
yeah.
If I ever get to that point, castrate me. I'm
Oh,
giving
don't
you
worry,
both
you'll do it
permission.
yourself.
Yeah, you,
Yes, I will
It
be
just
doing it
just
myself.
happens.
yeah,
Yeah. Been there, done that.
yeah.
Thankfully,
I was like that with
came out
Bleach.
the other side
Yeah.
and was like, no more.
Yeah, anime
he's
fans.
the one with the partner.
This can be this can be a clip. Anime fans get fixated on anime so much. As a recovering anime fan, as a sober anime fan of like 8-10 years or something like that, is like, bro, it's too much. Calm down.
You just partake recreationally now.
Yeah, oh,
He's a casual
I can tell you
enjoyer.
how often I watch anime.
He only does it in certain social situations.
Yeah, I mean, like, I watched a little bit of Dragon Ball recently, but that's sort of like so detached from it all. Like, even
it's a
with
different breed. Of,
it just feels so different.
Yeah.
Like,
It's-
really does. Especially if you're watching the old.
same with like Pokemon. I wouldn't say
Funimation
Pokemon's
dub.
in that same sort of.
No,
Yeah, no,
it's because it's the TV show for. I can't even call it an anime. It's a cartoon. It's aimed at children. It's not
I mean,
aimed at.
anime's animated content. But
I know, but like, you'll admit that there is a difference between anime and like a cartoon. Not
Yes.
just the Eastern versus Western sort of idealism and that, but there's anime is more adult oriented sometimes.
or too adult.
Cartoon, yeah, the themes in there are
Yes.
yeah. Pokemon is definitely in that latter category. It is not adult oriented.
No.
Yeah, well, not that part. They made those Pokemon OVAs that weren't bad.
Yeah, Pokemon Origins was pretty
Yeah,
good.
they were pretty
but
good, and that was before X and Y came out. So I think it teased
It was
Mega
tied
Evolutions.
into it, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, no, anime's I love anime, but bro, some of you need to calm down. And some people, that's one thing I feel like, especially, I don't see this as much in games, but with the anime community, people fixate on a show hardcore for like a year and you never hear about it again.
Yeah.
There are so many shows that were like, this is the new hotness. Everyone loves it. Never talked about it again.
And even if it's still like a Sword Art Online.
Yeah,
Had
bro,
its
I haven't
bit-
heard anyone talk about Sword Art
But
Online in a while.
it's still having stuff come out for it, not just games and stuff, like actual shows for it, like actual seasons.
Sword Art
coming out.
Online was one of those unique shows where it was good for a few episodes, then it was shit.
Yeah.
The second season was pretty mid-bad.
I liked Sword Art Online, and I'll 100% agree with you,
no, I was
even
gonna
while
say-
liking all the way to the end.
No, I was going to
That's-
say, let me finish, because then the parts later on started getting good, and they're like, okay, the rest of the show is shit. Let's try and make this better and better and better. And those last few seasons weren't actually bad.
No.
I mean, like, I didn't read the books, but
But I mean, watching all the way through that first season, just taking that, like ignoring everything afterwards where it like fell, then rose again. I can watch Sword Art Online all the way through. But that second half, I'm still going like, I'm enjoying what I'm watching, but this is not as good.
Oh, the Elfheim shit. I fucking hated that, man. It was so boring.
It got very cringy as well.
Yes, very cringy. So many of so much of that show is cringy. Bro, the two main characters start looking after an AI child and pretending to be a family. It was cringy as fuck. Like, what the fuck?
It's cringy, but also it was
He's a beta.
It was also like, okay, it's not something that every anime does where they're just like, oh, now the main characters are going to fall in love and have a family. And be like, yeah, okay, they've had a family.
In the
but
book,
also,
they fuck.
I mean, it's implied they do that in the anime as well.
Yes. Children. But no,
Those
it's
two things should not.
Yeah,
not
no.
The same thing.
Sadly,
No.
Japan likes to mix those two things a lot. Oh god. But yeah, like I mean, that's still getting a bit of traction. People still talk about Sword Art a little bit.
Yeah, usually to poke fun at it though.
Yeah, I mean, like
That's
people
most
didn't give
anime,
it a chance. Oh, I mean, I'm talking about internal in the
Yeah.
community.
Yeah.
There's so many shows where people are like, oh, this is the best thing ever. Hey, I don't know if you guys have watched this. I'll tell you what I think is so overhyped and mid. I hate the term mid. I'm saying it now. But, bloody Jujutsu Kaisen.
See, I haven't seen any of it.
Bro,
Neither have
it's just basic shonen. There's nothing new. They've got anime's having this thing where, you know how everyone started thinking Game of Thrones. I know I don't like Game of Thrones. It's not my thing, but I know it's good. But a lot of people were associating it good because it killed characters.
Yeah.
Not necessarily killing characters, but I feel like there's a new genre or vibe with a lot of new anime, and people were saying this is the best thing ever because it does this, or it's a bit edgy.
But it was done 20 years ago, and
Yeah.
they're just rehashing.
But there's
it
just so much
new
better
ideas.
stuff, and it's like that show is so it's honestly boring a lot of the time. I just can't get through it. Give me something like really good and epic, like The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya.
I'm assuming there's some reason why you're both giggling, but I haven't watched it or heard of it before.
Haruhi was a big show in like 2007, 2008. There was a big dance that people used to do at cons about it, and Haruhi's a very weird series. Actually, you might like this. In the second season of The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya. So basically, the premise of this show is the main character is just a normal guy, and he goes to school with this eccentric girl called Haruhi Suzumiya, and everyone knows her in the school, blah, blah, blah. And the idea is she doesn't know it, but she's God. Like, she can, through her will, can change the whole world. And there's other characters in the show that know she is, and they're trying to keep her
everything like
calm and
normalized.
His role is, because she's just like attached to him, like she got this weird thing where she's like, oh yeah, well, like
she fixates on him.
Fixates on him, not in love or anything like that, but he's just like a primary thing in her life. Everyone else is like, hey, you gotta need to calm her down. You're like the thing that makes her, controls her, or whatever. There's a thing in the show, because it's based off books, called The Endless Eight. Have you heard about Endless Eight?
That doesn't ring a bell.
She really liked her summer vacation or something. So she keeps replaying it. There is 8 episodes in a row of the show where it is the same episode, slightly different. 8 episodes.
Why do people put up with that sort of stuff?
Slightly different camera angles, and like it might be, I think the main character's
It's
name's
just tedious
Keon.
for the animators.
Yeah, he would be walking by like, oh, I feel like I've seen this before. Like things like that, little things like that will be added each time, and they finally break the chain. It used to be back in the day, it was a badge of honor if you made it your way through the Endless Eight.
It sounds like what's that? There's another one where it's like they keep replaying the same day over and over, but like
it's like Groundhog Day, but
no, not Groundhog Day. It's an anime, but they follow a different character for each episode.
Don't know.
Oh, like the movie Vantage Point.
Yeah, but then like the end of each episode is very different because it's basically at the end of the first one, everyone dies basically, and then the second one,
Spoilers.
one of them knows. It's the first episode.
Is this Higurashi?
Yes,
when they
yes.
cry? Yeah, I never watched Higurashi.
But it's the same sort of concept where it's like the same. I might be misremembering.
It's like a horror
It's the
anime.
same day, like happening over and over, and by the end of it, there's someone who goes like everyone dies basically, and it's this guy trying to change it so that no one dies. And by the
So
by
it's
the
like
end
me
of it,
trying to play
he's-
Until Dawn.
Or it's also like ReZero, which is a more recent show.
Yeah.
ReZero is pretty good. We're getting on anime talk now. I'm all about it.
I think I've seen that pop up in like
ReZero was a show where there's a genre in anime called isekai, where it is. I think I've talked to you about this before.
You
Where
have.
it is transporting random guy into fantasy
Yeah,
world.
so what you thought it's what you said Solo Leveling was going to be.
Yes, and it's basically sweaty nerd.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
yeah, solo leveling is a little bit different, but,
Yeah, it is, but
same
same idea,
concept.
The idea of
Very
ReZero
good,
is
you should
it's
watch
like
it, though.
it's like a loser
I'm
guy.
trying to. I can't find anywhere that has everything past the
Yeah.
second episode.
Loser guy gets transported to this world. He goes through it, and whenever he dies, he resets. So it's like he just like right at the start of the show, like some guys he doesn't know where he is, and some guys come over to him and mug him and stab him, and he dies. And he resets to as soon as he gets dropped back in the world, and he goes through and he's got to try and get his way through the whole world and basically survive. And he's gonna change all the stuff in there. It's a really interesting concept, and it's basically like there's like
it's
save points.
It's like Deathloop.
Yeah, how topical.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Deathloop. Who made that? Was it Arcane? and
Arcane,
Bethesda?
yeah.
Similar idea to that.
Same
Very-
idea is that. It's a lot more interesting concept what they do in that show.
I'll give you my Crunchyroll if you want to watch it.
Thank you. I'll probably take you up on that because I'm starting to get quite frustrated without being, other than sailing the high seas and finding a
A pirate to
yeah.
lend a near to.
Oh, that was a big thing back when I was an anime fan. Crunchyroll was I don't think it was a thing in Australia yet.
No, we had.
Um,
Oh no,
you were
it was
talking
a
about something
thing. It
last
just
week.
it didn't have as much stuff.
it had
on
like
there.
nothing. It was like Naruto like subbed, and that was like
It had Sword Art, Naruto, Dragon Ball, and
I don't think it even had
didn't
Dragon
didn't
Ball.
have Bleach.
This was years ago. Like when I wanted to.
Inuyasha was the other one. It had.
Inuyasha, yeah. I mean, it would have had more than that. There was not going to be a streaming service with 4 shows on it. But yeah, when I first started watching, you had to go. Shout out to Kiss Anime.
Oh,
Remember
yeah.
Kiss Anime? It was like the torrenting site. Well, it didn't have torrenting. It was just live streaming anime, and it had everything on it. That is the only way in Australia you could watch 90% of shows.
Yeah.
And you were lucky if you got an like official English dub. More often than not, you'd get like some sort of fan dub one. It was, horrible.
Yeah. But with that, we've been going for about an hour. Up to you guys if we want to quit or not. Just one of the cameras just died.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, yeah, we might. In that case,
I think
we will.
we've dwelled enough with the anime
Yeah.
talk today.
I reckon we get back on that because I think there's plenty to go there. I think you're just a little weeb that doesn't know much.
I think that's the opposite of a weeb.
No, I'm pretty epic.
So we'll have a part 2 later on.
I have a part 2. We can get someone in. We'll probably know some anime.
We
Yes.
know too many people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People that actually know stuff though,
No.
different story. All right.
All right, we'll save it there.
All right.